Brilliant. Right, we're recording. Let's just check. Yeah, all looking good. So I hope you're all okay. Can't believe it's the second week of Jan now, isn't it? Where is the time going? So for tonight, we're going to work on, I suppose, a few different areas, but we're going to use the long band tonight. And potentially, I think in the warm-up, we might do a little bit of arm work. So if you want to bring in any of your dumbbells, I'm just looking at which ones I'm going to use. Yeah, we will see how you get on in that one in. So yeah, just long band and dumbbells tonight. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, we're going to start with upper body for a change, because we tend to start with the lower body these days. So you can, if you want to, you can start to just lift the heels and just start to bring a little bit of movement in the body. But while we're doing that, we're just going to take the arms out in front and we're going to squeeze the shoulders forwards and back. You can kind of coordinate it with the feet, with the heels. That's it. Okay, and then just keep that position and we'll go into our waist twist. Okay, last one. And bring the arms down. We're going to just do a shoulder shrug, sort of coming forwards with both. And then we'll take one arm on its own, just over a couple of times, and then we'll take it onto the other side. And then we're going to take it all the way back. Hello. Oh, you're on twice there, Jane. Maybe it's not worked on the first one. That's it. And then just roll the shoulders a couple of times. Next thing, we'll do a little bit of work on the head, the head and the neck. We'll start off with our little squeeze. So we take the hands behind our head. We're going to squeeze into the palms and release. So you're going to tuck that chin a little bit as you squeeze. Okay, and release off. Give it a shake. Then we're going to just take the head over to one side. Just hold that stretch. Relax the shoulders if you can. And bring it back into the middle and over to the other side. See how the other side feels. Might feel a bit stiffer, it might feel okay. And bring it back into the middle. Next, we will take the hands together and fingers, and then we're going to stretch into the fingers. And we're going to take it up and gently over. Squeeze the shoulders up and release them. And take it forwards again. And stretch the fingers. Take it up and around. And roll the shoulders. Excellent. Right, next thing, just do a little bit of a waist twist. So we'll take the hands out in front. We're just going to just think about what's happening here. So we just want to do a little tuck of the tummy, navel towards the spine, and we hold that position as we go over to one side, and then we do a pulse, and then come back in and take it to the other side with a pulse. And we're going to do that one more side on one time each side. I get my words out, and then just release it off. And actually, because we're going to use the long band, we could do the one where we take the band and bring that into play. So we take it out nice and wide, and again, just try and sort of change that into a sort of posterior tilt, as it were, anterior tilt, and then take it over to the side, and again, stand really tall, so really sort of elongate the body. We'll do it one more on each side, and then we're going to just relax that, because you can feel that in your shoulders. Let's keep hold of the band, and we're going to do, the next thing we'll do is the dumb waiter. So we're going to just relax the shoulders down your back. We're going to keep the elbows in, and we're just going to squeeze out and release. So we're going to think about the shoulder blades are squeezing in towards each other, and we're keeping the hands in line with your elbows, which I think, looking at you, everybody is. Okay, and release. Then we're going to do our shoulders again, but we're going to do this one, you know, the one where we're going to take it all the way over and behind and forwards. The wider you go, the easier it is. But keep the rest of the body stable, so you're not moving backwards. I can't do that at the moment anyway. My back won't let me. And we'll do one more. All the way over. Excellent. Okay. So I think while we've done a bit of shoulders now, we haven't done. Oh no, let's do the feet and things first, and then we can do a few weights. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift the toes up and just spread them. So they're quite tense, but you're going to hold them out and up, and then relax them. And then we're going to come off the heels, both heels if we can, and then come down. So I do about 4 of those, of the heel lifts. You should feel that working into your calf muscles as well. And now we're going to lift the toes again. And now let's see if we can take the big toe back first, and then the rest of the other toes. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take one foot behind the other, and we're just going to come up onto the toes. So we're getting more mobilisation into that area, and then pushing all the way into the heel, so you can feel the stretch in your calf muscles, and then back onto the toes. So you're not putting too much weight on them or anything, but it's just, it's a good mobilisation exercise, and it's an area that we often forget to kind of work on, and it is important. Stability. Okay, this is your last one. What we'll do is we'll just push the heel down and just hold that position for a few seconds. Push the bottom behind a little bit, so you can put the weight down into it, and you can even bend the knee a bit more if you can, just to get that good stretch into your calf muscles. And now lift up and give it a shake. And we'll take it onto the other side. So we're going to take it down and then all the way up. And then just almost articulate it all the way down. Okay, this is your last one, so we're just going to bring it down into the heel, lean forward slightly, just push down into that, into the calf, you know, to get stretch into the calf muscles. Ooh. Balance, and then lift up and give it a shake. Excellent. Okay, then we're going to do let's have a go what we haven't done for a while. I don't know how this is going to work. we're going to just take one foot off and just see if we can do some heel lifts just on the one foot. Of course, if you want to, you know, bring the other foot down, but just see how that goes. Again, it's for balance, but it's also really working into the shins and the calf muscles and the toes. Try one more on that side, and then we'll go on to the other side and see if we can do it on that side. I haven't done this for a while. So you think about that, it's really strengthening that area. Okay, and shake the legs. So now what we'll do is we've kind of covered that area. Oh, just one thing with let's do the hips. Let's do our little hippie swing around. And then change direction. And then just take it from side to side a couple of times. Okay. And then we'll bring the feet back in. And then we'll just do a little bit of work for the arms. So let's take, you can either do, you can use your long band if you haven't got, if you haven't got weights, we can use the long band. I think we'll do one at a time. No, let's try both. Let's try. So we're going to do triceps first. And so you're going to take your elbows back, you're going to lean forward, and you're just going to take behind and then bring them in. So the main thing is that push behind, that's doing the work. Don't worry about bringing them up here like this. Just keep that position with the elbows behind you. And actually, if you think about it, the lower you go, let's say you go down and you hinge hip, the more weight is going to go in. So there's more weight going into the triceps. So you're working harder. Loaded. It's a loaded move. Last one. And now you're going to stand up. You can do something with your shoulders if you just need to release them off. And then we could take the palms so they face forward, and we're just going to squeeze and release. And you don't have to go all the way down. You can just come to here and then squeeze. It's up to you. Right, we'll do one more. And then actually we'll do dumb waiter with the weights. So squeeze the shoulders down, and we're going to go out and come in. So it feels quite different. These are 1.5 kilograms. That's enough at the moment. Right, okay, and then we're going to bring them back in. Let's just take a quick rest. And this time I'm going to do a lateral raise. So you're coming just out to about the shoulder height, not further, too far further, and squeeze. Lovely. Last one. Okay, and roll the shoulders. Okay, so that's all we're going to do in standing, I think. Unless I thought I've missed anything. No, we've got quite a lot of work to do on the mat. So let's get prepared and come down to the mat. So bring the long band down as well. and your head blocks. Everybody loves the blocks in the new classes. Everyone's sort of ordering them because they just make such a difference, don't they? Let's just bring everything down. There we go. Okay. Lovely. So if I start off with all fours position, and because we've got the weights, I think what we could do, so if you want to use these for your wrists, you can do. I might do that in a minute. I'm going to get you to take both your weights, whichever ones you're using. So you're going to come into the all fours position. So let's think about what's happening here. We're not just letting the tummy hang out, are we? We're going to do a little tuck. So we've got flat back, roughly, a stronger back. And you're going to just take one arm forward and then bring it down. Change over to the other side. Stretch and return. So we're keeping the rest of the body stable. So try not to sit. What I'm noticing in class now in person is a lot of people do this. So they bit back to try and take the weight off their wrists. But if you can get that weight into your wrists, it is better because it's building up your bone density. Okay, last one. And now you can just put the weights out of the way. I'm going to do 2 more exercises. We're going to do the all fours up to full plank. So you're going to keep your bottom where it is. You're going to stretch away, lift up through the hips, through the abdominals, and then you're going to come back down. Maybe just go off on the different leg. So I'm going to have a quick look while you're doing it. I think generally everyone does it really well, because I know what I'm seeing is people putting their bottoms up in class, but obviously they're new to it. I think everyone's looking like they're doing well. Okay, and once you finish, have a shake of the arms and the hands. And then what we'll do is we'll do one more exercise in this position. We're going to do Superman, so it's the opposite stretch. And we're going to see if we can do a hold on it. So we're going to take the leg away and really squeeze into your bottom, but squeeze that leg away. You can take it lower if you want. What you want to do is really sort of hold that position and try and, create sort of a stability in the core area, and then bring it back, and then just readjust, and then come out onto the other side, and just hold, and then bring it back in. And we'll get you to do a couple more of those, and I'm going to have a quick look if I can. And see, what I'm looking for is that the bottom and the hips don't move over to compensate, so trying to keep them reasonably level. Excellent. Okay, and once you've done those, feel free to just come down into your shell stretch. And then we'll do, shall we do prone? Yeah, let's do a bit of prone work. So we're coming down to our fronts. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a go at doing half plank in a slightly different position, just so that you're working a little bit harder. So just think about where your elbows are. So normally we're putting them under the shoulders, but just take them a little bit further forward, just a little bit today. And you're just going to bring the fingers together like this, so you're almost not a praying position, but where the fingers are touching. So you're kind of putting pressure onto the fingers and tucking the toes under. And now we're going to just remove the tummy, so we can think about lifting as we breathe out. Just push into the fingers and then release it down. So that's your kind of first exercise, and that it can stay like that, so you can just do a very little lift. And obviously if you can, we're going to see if we can lift up a little bit further. And now while we're lifting, we're pulling up through the abdominals, but we're also squeezing the elbows kind of into the mat towards each other, and we're squeezing the knees as well, if that makes sense. So everything is kind of really contracting, and then we're going to release it all off. And you probably felt that it was a bit shaky as well to do that. Okay, if we do that one more time and see how that goes. So if you want, you can just lift the tummy and hold that position and then release it. If not, we're going to come up again, really lifting up through the abdominals. So I want you to lift through the belly button and keep it lifted, and the pelvis as well. And then just put a little bit of pressure into the elbows towards each other, and then a bit of pressure into the knees while you're lifting. I'm just having a look. And then start to release. Okay. You have to let me know what you think of that. So that's not a Pilates move, that's a foundation training move. It's called an 8-point plank. And it's what we've been doing for years, but I'm just making a few adjustments to how they really do it. And it will be harder. Okay, so release the shoulders off. What we'll do is we'll just bring the head down to the block, and we're going to take the arms behind. And of course, first of all, what we want to do is we want to really think about, as we breathe in, and then as we start to breathe out, we want to try and lift into the pelvic and to the abdominal area, and then we're going to do a little lift and then lower back down. So always think about, as you breathe out, you're going to lift into the abdominal pelvic area and then come up into your back extension, into your dart. I always close my eyes, I don't know why. And again, that could just be a very small move. For some people it is a very small move, and it's those lower back muscles that are extending and and going through sort of a stretch. That's good. Like last one. And then just relax there for a second. Just take the head down and just do a point, flex, and then straighten. Really feel good stretch in the quads. Last one. Okay, and then when you're ready, we're going to bring the body back up. Just have a little jiggle and see how you feel. And what we'll do now is we'll come down onto our backs. I'm going to use the long band in a minute. So bring your weights over, just in case you want to use them. So I give myself lots of notes of things to try and, I'm going to probably forget something, that's the thing. That's why I have to keep checking. Yeah, and I want to do some ab work as well today. So let's come down into our quick position. And we'll start off today with rib cage closure. So just take, obviously you could use your weights if you want to. And you're going to just relax the shoulders. We're going to keep that neutral position here and take the arms all the way back. Keep the rib cage down. Don't lift the rib cage. And also slightly tuck the chin. And then bring the arms all the way down. Excellent. And then keeping on sort of in the shoulder area, we're just going to take the elbows out to the side and just work on our rotator cuff work. See if you can get the hand back towards the floor. So last one on each side. And then bring the arms down by your side. Okay. Then we're going to do a little bit of the pelvic tilt. So just going to just squeeze the bottom a little bit and lift. So you're kind of taking the spine off the thoracic area, and then you're going to roll back down and just go through each vertebrae. Nice and slowly, and then again squeeze and lift and back down. And we're going to do a bit more bridge work in a moment. And squeeze and lift off, and then back through the vertebrae. Just mobilising the vertebrae for you. And after that, we're just going to bring one knee up into tabletop and just hold position that your back's gone into, and you're just going to tap forwards and come back, and tap and back, but keep this area in that same position. Breathing out, breathing in. One more on this side, and then we bring the foot down, and then we change to the other side. Last one, and then we're going to bring the feet down. Next, we're going to just bring the feet together and take the knees out to the side and just hold that position so the back can just lift up, and try and relax this area, pelvic area, and then just stretch the legs away, and then just come back up to your knee bends. Next, we'll take the long band. I'm going to do some leg circles. So when you're ready, obviously you can do what you like with this leg. You can either have it straight if your body can stay stable and can cope with it, or you can keep that knee bent. Control the circles because you want to stay stable in the hips. And we're going to change direction. And then just hold that position. So we're just going to work on point and flex to really get stretch in your calves and your hamstrings. And then we'll change over to the other leg. And we'll start with that circle. And we're going to change direction. And then we're going to just hold that position and just work on the point and flex and stretch into the hamstrings and your calf muscles. And then just bring the knee in and remove the band. So next we've got some bridge work, so we might as well do that because we've just done a bit of hamstring stretching. And what we're going to do, we're going to squeeze your glutes and come up into your position, into your bridge. So take the block away if you need to, just gives a better neck position. It feels like you can go a little bit, so just squeeze a bit higher. And what we're going to do first of all is just do heel lift and lower, the other side and lower. But always sort of focusing on keeping the hips lifted, raised. And now just articulate back down through the spine. And then reposition if you need to and come back up again. So squeeze here and hold that position. This time we're going to go down halfway. So you relax and then you squeeze your butt. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your buttocks. And then back up. Okay, last one. And again, just back down. Think about coming through the thoracic and all the way down to your lumbar. Okay. So next thing, we'll take the block back, is we're going to take the hands behind our head. We're going to do a little bit of ab work and do something slightly different. So once you're ready, you're going to contract your abdominals, and we're going to sort of go to our lift. It's a very small lift, and lower. I'm already shaking, so don't worry if you're shaking. We want to really feel that the work is coming from here, keeping the head heavy. If you can, into your hands, so you're not, pulling your head. It's the abdominals doing the work. Just going to lean forward, have a quick look. And what we're going to try something called an isometric move, which means you go into a position and you just stay still and you hold it. So when you're ready, as we breathe out, we're going to lift. We're going to hold that position, no pulses, and just hold it. So you've got to breathe through it, but just see if you can keep the contraction here. Keep the head heavy. You might shake a bit, you might be able to go a little bit higher. And then you're going to bring it all the way down. Well done. Just feel that a little bit. Next thing we're going to do, we'll do something slightly different. We might come back to those in a minute. So what we'll do now is we'll just go into to do our tabletop toe taps. And once you've got your back imprinted slightly, we're going to keep that position and tap down. The slower you go, the more it's going to work. Nice and controlled. I'm going to get you to do a couple more, so one more on each side, and then bring your knees into your chest. And then from that position, let's just hold on to one leg, one knee, and we're going to go on to our single leg stretch. Lift it if you're able to. And now bring the knees in, and let's go into double leg stretch. So keeping those knees and feet together. I'll get you to do a couple more. And then bring the knees into your chest. And bring one foot down at a time. So we're going to do some dead bug. And I'm just thinking, I was trying to think if I can do a slight change. We might do similar to what we did with Superman, is we're going to try and hold the stretch. So we're straight into a tabletop, and we're taking the arms up, and we're going to just take it and hold, but keep that back imprinted, and then you're going to bring it in, and you're going to hold. And bring it in. So in your own time, so what works for you, however long you want to hold that position. A few seconds if you're able to, only if you can keep that back imprinted. We'll do one more on each side. Okay, and now just bring the knees into your chest. I felt that. Did you feel that? Bring the feet down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just take the hands back behind your head. This time you're going to come up into your initial position where you've got your ab prep. This time you're going to just take the hand from side to the side, so you're kind of pointing down towards your right hand to right foot. So it keeps you in a good position, so you're not actually putting the vertebrae in any sort of too much of a twist. And if you're able to stay up, or you can come down, just transfer over and try the other side. And come back down after that one. Excellent. Let's just do one bridge position again. So just coming up, articulating the spine and just squeezing the glutes. So have quite a nice stretch, and then we're going to come down really slow, just through the vertebrae. And then just stretch both legs. and point and flex with the feet a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to bend the knees. I'm going to take the feet, the knees over and just come up to seated position. Feels like we've been down there for quite a while. And we do some side work. Okay. So we're coming down onto the side that you'll want to come onto first of all, and we're just going to stretch the body out. We're going to do our leg circles first, and we've got that little lift under your waist, which I always go on about, just to engage the abs a little bit. Just try and bring that circle out a bit larger so you can just feel your glutes working a little bit more. And then change direction now. Okay, bring that leg down after this one. Then we're going to flex the foot, take it to about hip height, and we're going to bring it forwards and come back to wherever you can get to, depending on flexibility. And then we're going to come forwards with that foot, and we're going to point it down slightly and just go touch the floor and come back up. One more, and bring it back. Give yourselves a pat if you need to. And then we're going to go into clam position, and we're going to raise the feet as well. Keep the knees down, and we're going to open, straighten, and back to open, close, or just go to the basic clam and close. So entirely up to you. If you can get the straightened leg in, it does work you a little bit harder. And we do one more. So we've got one more exercise to do on this side. And then we'll bring the feet down. And what we're going to do is we're going to come onto our elbow and do a little bit of side plank work. So you've got your sort of clam position. The knees are going to stay down when you lift. And what we're going to do, we're going to put the hands sort of on our hips, and we're just going to lift up, but come forwards a little bit. So rather than, it's hard to explain, but sort of almost push the chair slightly further forward, but dig down into the knees and push up through the shoulder and feel like you can engage the abdominals. So you've got that nice circle here, and it should be working into your side, and release it back down. How does that feel? Should we do one more? Yeah. I just need a bit of a break off it's the shoulder it gets as well, isn't it? Okay, we'll try that again. If you need to put support down with your hand, you can. And you're lifting, come forwards a little bit, push down into the knees, and push down into the elbow. And squeeze through the abdominals. And release. I just find it gets my shoulder. I don't know if you find that as well. So if you want to, give your shoulder a bit of a move around, just to release it off a little bit. And let's do those side exercises on the other side. So we're starting with leg circles. And again, a little lift under the waist. Stretch out. And then we're going to change direction after this one. Keep those hips stable if you can. And then bring that leg down. We're going to flex the foot now, and we're just going to go to our leg kick. So kick forwards and back. Feel a click. And on this next kick forward, we're going to just point the toes down a bit and then tap the floor and lift. We've got one more to do. It should feel quite a challenge. And then come back and give yourselves a pat. And now we can go into clam position with the feet raised. Now we've got the choice of just an open clam and close, or an open and straighten, and then back to open and close. Last one. And now just take that down and give yourselves a pat if you need to. And then we'll come up onto our elbow to do that side plank. So we're onto that elbow, bent knees, clam position as it were. And when you're ready, we're going to lift, come forwards a little bit, keep the knees sort of pushing down, and then push up through the elbow, but lift here. This is where we're lifting, in this area here. Because it's the obliques here that we're trying to work. So think about, you want to feel it here, and then release down if you need to. And it's just shoulders, gets my shoulder. You can always stay up a bit longer if it's not getting into your shoulder. Weak shoulders. Right, a few more seconds. And then we'll try that again. Okay, so when you're ready, come into a lift. Yeah, lift under here. I always do a little bit of sort of a squeeze in. And now just release off, and just release that shoulder off. And if you want to just, I don't know what to suggest really, just kind of take that behind a couple of times and squeeze it up and release it. That just helps kind of give, release it off. And then what we'll do is we'll come into a shell stretch to finish off. So if you can, just bring the knees out wide and then stretch. I'm getting cramp in my foot. That's weird, isn't it? So you're going to come down into your shell stretch. Ignore me while I'm trying to stop my cramp. And what I was going to try and do was take your body over to the right and then take the left arm down, out a bit further, so you get a stretch at the left side of the body. Back into the middle and over to the left side, stretching that right arm. That's better. And then back into the middle, and then just coming up slowly into seated position. So sit however, see you can cross leg today, I don't know. Yeah, that works. It works at the moment. Okay, so we're going to squeeze the shoulders up and release, and squeeze again up towards the ears, release again. Then we're going to take the arms out to the side, take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, and in again and out. Wow, okay, well done. Thank you. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you next week.